Hello, and welcome to We Are Live.
Gotta cut that out.
That's my Aussie accent.
That's something. Chris Denman, Travis Terrell, the show. It's We Are Live. You want to text in? Remain anonymous. 314-669-1431. Do some Make It Racist today. Maybe even some Devil's Advocate. Lots to choose from today. Our little games and segments are getting very easy to pick out. I've already got my next Great American Race candidate, and Travis has 9 to pick from in the last day and a half. So,
Jesus, well, man.
Boy, we are live. You know what? I'd say we're at the forefront of this stuff. If people would just tap into us a little earlier, they would kind of know, like, you can kind of expect a version of what they're talking about to manifest itself in the United States social fabric. Would you agree?
I think this has been the most newsiest of news years we've ever encountered in our life. And considering we started this almost 4 years ago,
By the way, 3-year anniversary for doing the thing with Corolla yesterday.
How about that? But no, it was when we started this, we were like, man, where are we going to get a lot of our content, a lot of our material? And then over the last 2 years, we've had so much of it that as soon as we stop one episode of our show, like something else immediately happens as soon as we walk out of the studio. And that's exactly what happened yesterday.
The things we leave on the rundown, just hanging there. If you want to be part of the fun, again, text us 314-669-1431, or if you're watching on Facebook Live, thank you, number one.
Hey.
Hit that share button, playa. And we'll read your comments, too. We get into that. We'll do some fair or foul. But first, let's say hello to
hold on.
The one,
let
the only.
Let me throw a rock over there. Let's see if it turns on the camera.
Christopher Gardner. Good morning, Chris.
Where is he at? Oh, there he is.
Leering in the dark. You've got a good leer, don't you?
You do. You're leering strong. Got a strong leer game.
I'm a weirdo.
I saw you.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Oh, yes. Good morning. For being a weirdo, there was a child in the office yesterday hanging out. I thought you did quite well. Not so weird. Kind of cool uncle rather than creepy uncle.
Yeah, I think that's probably what I'll end up being.
It's your saving grace.
Yeah.
For humanity.
Yeah, I've often thought or believed I would never have a child, and that is my gift to society. And I'm in a relationship where the woman I'm involved with also
his woman friend that he's involved with
wants no children. And plus, we live a block and a half from Planned Parenthood, so we're pretty covered.
This is just the osmosis.
Not the way the defunding's going.
It just simply being close to Planned Parenthood means you just don't have children.
I think it helps
Oh
us.
boy.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
I think it helps us.
Lordy.
So, yeah, my brother and his wife.
Do you have like a line of credit
expecting.
there? Like, how does that work?
No, I mean, I've been there. Been there before, a couple times.
My, well,
It's kind of a health and wellness place more than
it's
it
not
is
just for one
an
thing.
abortion farm.
Yeah, it's not just for one thing, people.
Where's Maneuver when you need her?
Travis, are you listening?
No,
It's not for one
just
thing.
say
There are
what-
multiple things to do.
I
You can
just-
sign up for Obamacare there.
Just
If is that still a thing?
I don't know. Well, like I said,
My
news
mom
is-
said the line was too long.
Oh,
when
thank you,
she went
Maneuver.
there. That's
okay.
why I'm here.
Maneuver, wait, what? No, Maneuver, no, that wasn't the point of me bringing you into this.
I said that's what my mom said.
No, Maneuver, please.
I
We're
ain't
not
said
even
it.
going there.
I ain't said it,
Oh, Maneuver, please.
bitch.
What?
That's my favorite.
Damn that kid.
Oh.
Hey, was Maneuver here? What happened?
No, please don't bring
I
her
missed-
back.
no,
Just I'm glad you're back.
You guys keep talking about Maneuver. I've never seen her.
I hate you.
Good morning, Walnut.
Yeah! Walnuts. Walnuts.
What was that last?
I
time?
don't.
Weird,
I was
man.
trying it. I was trying it.
I
You
think
wear that hoodie
was,
seven-
Was that the white
you-
supremacy sign?
That
you
may
just-
have been.
Oh
Let's
my
go
God.
ahead.
He's worn that
I-
hoodie
that
17
is-
days in a row.
let's edit that one
It's
out.
choking him at this point.
He walked by me as I was smoking a cigarette this morning out
yeah.
front, and
And you were like, that senior in high school looks really old.
he's got a powerful cologne on today.
Do you?
I have on the young Vera Wang for men.
Oh, that's serious? Thank you for clarifying that.
He told me
White diamonds, why?
he broke up with Ralph Lauren
Oh, boy.
and now is with Vera Wang.
Vera just spoke my language.
Go-
Sassy minx.
Should go my grandfather's route and try some cool water.
Mmm.
I'm close personal friends with Ralph Lauren.
Are you?
Loren, sorry.
You bumped into him at a Miami nightclub when you were, what, 17?
21.
Oh, okay.
Big difference.
Okay.
That's 4 years right there, Travis.
Yeah,
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah, not in the eyes of the law.
Did
sir.
you literally?
No, it is.
You can't just brush over that 4 years.
Did you literally bump into him?
Yes.
Have we not told this?
Oh, no, not the Ralph Lauren story.
Because I've done the same thing where you literally bump into someone.
He's a small man,
Oh,
so I would
boy.
have knocked him over. Me and Big Mike
Uh-huh.
and a couple other buddies
Yeah.
made our way to the Armani Exchange Spring Fashion Show
Mm-hmm.
because we were very deserving, or we made friends with some ladies in the hospitality division of Miami University of Miami. You heard of that, Travis? Look at him. He's taking a seat. We're there. Vince Vaughn's walking around.
Oh.
Several other folks. We grab a drink at the bar. A guy with a blue hoodie on stands next to us. We made fun of someone. He laughed. Conversation ensues.
Uh-huh.
Friendly. He appreciated our Midwest demeanor,
Oh.
the calmness we had around the celebrity. We exchange pleasantries. He moves on. And like, hey, it was good talking to, what was your name again? He's like, Ralph. He's like, it's Ralph Lauren, actually.
Oh.
Walked on. 2 days later, at Mansion Nightclub, highly recommend it. Folks like Travis do real well there. Rich, famous celebrities.
Yeah. Kardashians, probably.
Now, there's a good mix of people there, a lot of celebrities. And it's 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, normal Miami time to be out.
Yeah.
And then we do get a bump into,
Mm.
Chris, hey, how are you? Recognized us, said hello.
How about that, Travis?
That's not one, but 2. Also saw Robert Downey Jr. on that
Oh,
trip.
my
He was
God.
looking rough.
Oh, my goodness. This is
How long ago was this?
He was sober. He's a very frail man.
Yeah.
Yeah, before Iron Man.
Like him.
06. Yeah. Ralph probably remembers that weekend. RL, as I call him.
You seem jealous, Travis.
Man, it's just that story is okay.
Triggering?
Ooh,
You can brag about your Twitter all you want.
Oh, that story is so okay.
What's wrong with that story?
I'm just
He
saying,
wants
man.
to say white privilege.
He beat-
So
It's
bad.
not, man. It's just
In the land of a million different ethnicities,
Yeah.
I still found a way to triumph. You'd say I almost manifested it because it was my destiny.
Was it in Destin? No, it was Miami.
Yeah, a little different world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's
It's a great
nice story.
It
though.
is. Pleasant even.
You know, it
Believe
tells
it.
you that people can come together from all walks of life.
You guys would believe anything.
Also tells you that if you meet Ralph Lauren in pants you bought at Target, he's not going to judge.
A nice
At an
gentleman.
Armani Exchange fashion show.
Oh, that's
A nice gentleman.
It is.
not even a true story.
It's true. There's photos of it.
Oh, there's no photos.
They're on Facebook.
I was just wondering if you had literally bumped into him.
Kind of the second time. Yeah.
Because I did that to Dan Aykroyd that one time.
Oh my God, you guys are so full of it.
How?
right
Where
now.
was that?
Oh my God.
It was at Sub-Zero
Of course. That's
on
right. I
St.
remember this.
Patrick's Day.
And he was pushing his
See,
vodka.
His vodka, and I turned
Yeah.
and just elbowed him, and I'm like, oh, sorry. And I look up, oh. And I walked back to the table, like, with a confused look
Drinking
on
at
my face.
this time?
Yes.
Yes,
oh,
you
yeah.
were.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah,
My
this is a
friend's like, did you
reliable
just
story.
elbow Dan Aykroyd? I go, oh, yeah, I did. Why is Dan Aykroyd here on St. Patrick's Day? Not only that, why am I at a vodka bar on St.
That's
Patrick's
also a
Day?
good question. That would have been the
Doesn't
first.
The
make
one.
potatoes,
sense.
the potatoes and vodka could confuse you.
Oh, that's
as a
very
fan of the
possible,
I don't
especially
know.
When you're a drunkard, I can certainly see that.
You ever bump into someone like that, Travis?
I have bumped into several celebrities bigger than the 2 you have mentioned.
I don't think it's possible. I watched you bump into Phil Ivey in Las Vegas,
Oh.
and
I
we
did
took
do
a
that.
photo.
We did do that.
And Travis was genuinely excited, and immediately when that camera went up, because it was digital camera time, boy, did those faces look tough.
You can't fanboy out on the
Fanboy, it
you
was
can't
like a
fanboy
snap,
out on the
and him
camera
and Phil Ivey go,
because because celebrities see y'all. We're around celebrities. Chris, I had a natural conversation with Ralph. I had a conversation with a young man that turned out to be the 44th president of the United States. Yeah,
it's not true.
may have heard of him. Barack
Hussein.
Obama's.
Obama's?
I told him to take the S off.
Oh.
That's how I would go back with him. Oh, I bumped into Ralph Lauren. My Midwest sensibilities. Let me guess, you could.
We might maybe me.
You
and
guys from flyover country?
How
nice.
are conversations with Kenyans?
Pretty long.
like their stride.
There you go.
What's fair or foul topic today, my
It's
friend?
the same as it was yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
'Cause
So
we had
here's
You want to
the thing.
explain what happened, Denman?
So here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
I punted to today. I was like, man, you guys didn't even throw your hat in the ring. I mean, I get it. We're very unreliable, and this is a bad
it's not the
show.
best topic.
Gardner took personal offense.
but I
was
was like,
crying.
well, I thought you could do something with it.
So turns out we're doing.
No, you. Put
We
the
Are
you.
Live
You-
is migrating our website to a different server, which includes the server that holds our email addresses.
Whatever.
So we were offline, and I was like, man, that was really weird. I guess, we had the guest in, and everybody just got focused. And then Kankel sent me a screenshot. He's like, what's going on with your email? And it didn't actually go through. So today we should have that lined out by 9 a.m. So get those Pharaoh files in to WAL at weareliveradio.com. Same topic as yesterday. Movies over 3 hours long.
Right. This is for Avengers Endgame, which apparently is going to run 3 hours and 2 minutes.
God is good.
Bit lengthy.
God is good. God bless his soul.
Which white theater will you see that at?
I may just tour out to St. Charles.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
You
I
gotta
may
go
s-
to, isn't there like a real cushy one in West County where you get
it's the West Olive.
with your
one.
ticket you get a Lululemon gear to lounge in?
They have like these huge recliner seats where
Which
they have
one's the
servers
West Olive one? Is that the one?
with the servers and the alcohol.
Is that
and
what the one west of 270 or the one closer to Lindbergh?
That's the one west of 270.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think my grandparents liked the one by Lindbergh.
I think that's just, that's over by the Creve Coeur area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Well,
would.
both, yeah.
So that'd be in that area.
So I like. I've never been to that one, the one right at Lindbergh and
Right.
Olive, but they got a burger joint right in that area.
boy.
Oh, wow.
That is.
Here comes Tum Tum.
Here he comes. Look
got
at him. I freak
custard,
out.
too.
Oh, look at him.
It's a smashed burger. It's called Freddy's.
Show your eyes. Look, we see your eyes. Show the audience your eyes when you start talking about food. Look at him. Look at him. He's overwhelmed with. Look at that. You're about to start crying.
food.
Good
The
God.
light of life.
Bartenders in the Central West End knew that look 8 years ago.
He's got that look. He's got that look in his eyes.
I have another vodka,
Oh boy.
and I'll chase it with a shot of bourbon.
Oh brother. But I will see this.
So you saturate your body with alcohol.
But I think 3 hour movie run times are fine if you look at the boutique theaters that are popping up all over the area. Like I said, you can go to these places and lounge and kick back and drink some beer
Frontenac
and
ever
wine.
show Black Panther?
Frontenac, since Black Panther, spoiler alert, got evaporated in the last one, they'll show this one. Wouldn't that be funny if that's how they assessed it? They go, wait, what happened?
What's
Ooh, okay.
Oh, that's my kind of film.
What are the demographics of this movie?
And the rollout has
Okay.
been, and the rollout for this film has been very exciting. Yesterday, Marvel released like 25 posters
Yeah.
for the upcoming movie.
I saw all the celebrities involved were like 1 month, tweeting
Yeah.
1 month and then the picture of themselves or whatever.
There was one with everybody in full color, and then there's one with everyone in gray. And of course, the one in gray is the Avengers that passed away or was eliminated by Thanos. And so it was kind of sad because a lot of people weren't sure who survived the end of the war.
Yeah.
And we learned that a couple of our favorites did not make it, including Shuri, who was, of course, one of the big stars of Black Panther.
It's been a long way. See you again.
I don't. Yeah.
and then
pretty
the car
good.
drives to heaven.
It does not drive to heaven. It just goes to the off ramp. That's how the cars can't drive to heaven.
Did it
Look, I
rev-
know Fast and the Furious has jumped the shark 25 different times.
Didn't they jump the giant Jesus?
They jumped a submarine in the last one. Literally jumped a submarine.
You know, I've
that
not
happened.
since seeing the first one in theater.
Bull crap. You've
I've
at
not
least seen one more
I've
after
not
that.
seen one.
Bull crap.
Not even with our close personal friend Lucas Black when he went to
The
Japan.
Tokyo?
I never saw that.
Chris, are you kidding me? You have only seen one Fast and the Furious.
Were you,
I have not
were you a
seen
little
any
were you a little
of 'em.
upset when you saw Lucas Black hoop?
But he could.
I played it with him over at the rec. I was like, Lucas, I need you to take a break, buddy.
You haven't. So none of you have seen any after the. Have you seen any of them?
I saw the
not
first
seen
one
any of
in
them.
theaters.
You saw the first, and you haven't seen one of them.
haven't seen one.
Gardner, stop.
I haven't.
Wait, you can't watch
I
National
was busy
Treasure.
drinking for a good 10-year
Yeah,
period.
that's also very.
I had
very
other
true.
things to do.
That is also that's true.
I missed a lot, okay?
I missed a lot.
What's your favorite?
I'm being honest here.
How many have there been? 10?
I think we're on 9. There's going to be a spinoff.
Of Fast and Furious?
Yes, so you know.
Is it Fast and Furious, or do I say Furious, or what do I say?
You say Fast and Furious. The last one was, I think, Furious 8. I don't know.
So they're shortening it to Furious now.
Or was it The Fate of the Furious?
Does it look like I know? I haven't
You-
even seen
I
one.
just love that Ronda Rousey stole the show. Did she?
She's in one?
I forgot you. Was
Wasn't
she
she?
in one?
Pretty sure.
Maybe she was in one. I
So-
don't. Yeah, maybe.
Is Vin Diesel's in these, right?
Yes, he's
know
been
Vin
in
Diesel,
all.
'cause
Now,
I've-
don't
I've
be
seen-
hipster cool guy acting like you don't
No, but
know.
I thought that The Rock was.
The
was
Rock is in it, and so The
okay,
Rock,
this is why I'm confused.
The Rock and Jason Statham, they joined the series at some point.
See, now that's confusing to me.
Yeah, so they joined
Especially
the
not
series.
having seen anything.
They took the so one.
All right, here we go. We have them. Here we are. So we
All
have
right,
the
let's break
Fast
it
and the
down.
Furious.
Okay.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Too fast for y'all.
The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift.
Okay.
Fast and Furious, we took the off.
Oh.
Fast 5.
Oh, they went fast then.
Uh-huh. Fast and Furious 6.
They went back to.
Fast and Furious without the thes. We have Furious 7.
And they went furious.
We went to Fury, exactly. Then the last one, we had the Fate of the Furious.
Huh?
Right.
So they've added fate.
Yes.
Kept furious, took
They-
fast off.
Yes. The next one will be Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw.
And this is the introduction of
This
new
is the
characters.
this is The Rock and Jason Statham. They joined, I
Why don't
believe,
you just start a
around-
new movie? Why don't you just start a whole damn new movie?
because we've already have established characters with a following. So there's no need for me to build up the first act. I could spend most of the first act doing stupid things like jumping out of airplanes with
Fast
a Mercedes.
And Furious. It's not the Fast and Furious. It's Fast and Furious.
Fast
Presents.
and Furious
It sounds
now.
like how you would hear a college game day football show be advertised.
Yes.
Like
Here's-
college game day powered by Home Depot.
So later this year, that's when you're going to get Hobbs and Shaw with
Built
The
by
Rock
Home
and
Depot,
Jason
I'm
Statham. And then look at this, Gardner. You have technically 3 more already in the pipeline. You have one set for May 22nd, 2020, another one for 2021 in April, and then there is going to be a female-centered film of
Oh,
the
no.
Fast and
Oh, no.
Furious.
Well, that's probably going to be
There are gonna
terrible.
be so many accidents.
Damn it, I laughed at that.
Yeah, you did. I didn't. I laughed at you.
Damn it. I didn't.
This is
You're
gonna be,
insensitive.
Can we not? Damn it, Denman.
they're gonna get in trouble for putting all the stick figures on the back of
See?
their race
The
cars.
views expressed
Can we
by
get
Chris Ryan Denman does not reflect the views of
You know
all
what?
personalities
There's gonna be a
and
bunch of
associates of
Be a
this show.
bunch of road rage incidents when they're putting their makeup on while they're racing.
Can we get one with Furious, whatever it is? One of these, though, where there's one person who drives really slow, and on the back is the Joy 99 bumper sticker. If we could get that,
It's gonna be-
just in one of
St.
these.
Louis Drift, Fast and the Furious St. Louis Drift.
It's gonna be called Furious HOV.
They're
now.
racing
Oh,
on
boy.
Lindbergh.
We have a black sheep comment,
Oh, no.
especially adding on to my
No.
Oh, here we go.
especially.
I'm
Here we
taking the
go.
camera off me. I'm not
I
gonna
love
get
it,
involved.
Chris. Go to camera one. Go to
Okay.
camera one. Get me out of this. Thank you.
So, as supported by Travis Stroll and Chris Gardner,
boy.
the Fast and the Furious Ladies Edition would be especially slow and wreck-filled if it's female Tokyo Drift.
Stay out of it, Travis.
Again, Travis Stroll and Chris Gardner explicitly support this. You can tweet Travis at Black to the Stupid Future or something on Twitter. Can't wait for Furious, based on the novel Fast by Sapphire. It's from Jamie Moyer's Fancy
Jamie
Four.
Moyer. Damn you! That was good. Or it could be called Furious. Your blinker's still on.
Fast and the Furious. Illinois drivers suck it. That causes the whole thing.
Salem.
And they have to ramp the arch. They have to ramp the arch because of an Illinois driver.
Where do they race up north? Is it Hall Street? Is that where they go?
Oh, you're gonna fire up our boy Birch in the comments. He'll tell you 20 places they race.
I figured Lindbergh.
It's
'cause
definitely
there's
Hall Street.
an
Hall
incident
Street.
there recently.
Hall Street, yeah. Hall Street got to a point.
Was Lindbergh like known?
Hall
You're
Street's where
pretty
they towed
far
my
away.
car once, I think.
Hall
too.
Street is bad because Hall Street
What
is where
street
all this.
didn't your car get towed?
Yeah,
on?
it's also a
Gardner?
good
That's
question.
a shorter list.
I got towed in front of, almost got towed in front of Camel X while I was trying to run a Cardinals game once.
I was
Jesus, man.
I always thought about this. I have a friend who's a professional fighter who was a tow truck driver on the side, and I'm like, what person probably gets outside of meter whatever. What person like gets threatened the most? Probably a truck driver. 'Cause, I mean, if you're towing people's cars in very dire times, you're gonna get a lot of violence sent your way, right? Don't you think?
Tow truck drivers, definitely. I mean, or a repo, I guess, repossession.
Yeah, there you
Drivers,
go. Well,
those
they can carry too.
They can carry, but
Maybe,
I mean, you still don't want to be on
what's
a
dog-
job that
Oh,
you have to carry. I mean, I get you get to protect yourself,
Yeah,
but
some people look for that kind of stuff.
I guess, but that's just weird.
I almost just said, "What did Dog the Bounty Hunter do?" It's in the name.
kind of in the name.
I wish you would have.
Hey, brother, come with me. Hey, brother, come on. Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Is that him?
Sounds like Miss Cleo.
I'm about to say that
That's
is
almost Miss
Watch
Cleo.
him. He had some Miss
a
Cleo in him.
Jamaican Steve Harvey.
Come
Who
in
was
now
that?
for your free reading.
That was.
Birch says Hall's been going for generations.
It has. And seriously, I met an older gentleman. I think he came to one of our live events, and he brought that up because I had mentioned I lived out towards North County, and he was like, "Oh,
Where's
y'all."
North County or
Our
in
boy,
North County?
our guy Mark over at Gateway Powder Coating would know a thing or two of rumors.
Exactly,
Of said
but it does go back
drag
generations.
area.
Like, oh, man, Batman, we was raised on Hall Street back in the '70s. And I was like, we do it now in the late '90s. Oh my God, this is insane.
Yeah, how long has Lindbergh been going?
Yeah, for a good 40 years.
We were talking
It was
to,
40
Where
years.
do they do it in Chesterfield? That's what I wonder now.
They
golf
talk-
course.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
maybe in the valley, just on the.
What do they just see who can drive the fastest without ashing away their cigarette in the lengthy holder? What do you call those?
I call them stems.
Yeah,
but
yeah, exactly. You know, to keep it when you're wearing your gloves.
or
you
an
don't want to ruin those.
extension.
Yes.
Or it's just a cigarette holder, actually.
Bounty hunter dog. The bounty hunter eats at food restaurants. The black sheep. Do you think they park in the car barn?
Can we do? Can we do like
Black sheep has
We
been
could put
chapping
a-
my ass.
We could put a book out.
Chapping my get.
Travisms.
Yeah.
A fun look at 3.5 years of We Are Live.
I need
Cue
That's
up
good.
that thing with Celine Dion. in the
No,
background.
after we played that video,
that
that,
just-
that
we just
audio
start the show.
yesterday, I don't want it to go back to that. I didn't really. I don't know where I was last summer. That felt like I don't recall.
Last summer it was one day, so something happened to you that morning and put you in a mood.
What was it, man? What did
I don't
Trump
know.
do?
But you were
his
gonna do
sugar
crack.
was off.
Hey, why you always come back to my sugar?
Your foot's looking a little purple. A lot of kids being reckless now in those parts, but Chesterfield actually has a nice spot to race.
Oh, where is it?
Really?
Is it?
I don't know
Wait,
if
you
should
don't
say.
need to know.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
Oh, don't be a snitch.
After I learned that they're not going to become Chesterfield County, I want to know more about them because
Big
could
shout
be our
out.
neighbors.
If
now.
you guys have missed it yesterday, go back and listen to David Hahn of the Post-Dispatch. Wonderful conversation. We got to have him back real quick. We were talking to a potential intern yesterday, the ripe age of 21,
Yeah.
and he was discussing his love of ghost stuff with you. And I was saying that, like, we didn't have, I mean, we could Google stuff, but it wasn't as localized back then, right? You would just go out looking for stuff. A lot of times before everybody had cell phones, you'd just be like, just meet at whatever parking lot. So in regards to, where was it? Okay, like these racing spots, people would just be like, yeah, people will be there. And you would just go. You wouldn't Google it. There's no scheduling. There's no Outlook calendar for that at the time.
Yeah.
Pretty wild, right?
No,
Thinking
because
about that?
everybody had. like we had the same amount
You would just
of
go
resources.
drive to areas and be
Yeah.
like, I heard there's girls there.
Well, it's
But I
like
think it's kind of
my lawyer and I used to drink every Sunday morning at the same spot, and we never called each other. We knew we were both going to be there. At
But
the
you
same
wouldn't
time.
need but we didn't carry cell phones on us as frequently as we do now back then. So you're not going to go pick up a phone and call someone to see if they're at a bar. You're just going to go because likelihood they're going to be there
Yeah.
because they too don't have a phone or anything else to distract them from being at a particular
why-
place.
that's
So
why-
I think that's why we become so segregated. I can now Google and go, oh, that's where everyone is. Then I'll go on the opposite side
But
of
you're
town.
against segregation.
I am very much against segregation, but
Okay.
this town absolutely embraces it at every chance it gets. But you talked about it yesterday with David Hunn. Like people now are
Man, how much better would that have been? Just me and Dave, just chatting it up.
rude. That's rude, man. You got to say it out loud. I mean, keep it to yourself.
So you avoid where your people are?
I don't
Is
avoid
that how you
it,
end up in theaters
but I
in
think
South County?
I think technology has allowed it for me
Has
to
allowed
go
you to segregate your own
to go and
social
explore
experiences.
to explore
we
other
come up-
aspects of my city.
Can we come up with an app? Any developers hit me up, cdenman@weareliveradio.com. I want an app. It's going to be the. It's
y'all
going to be
ain't gonna
the.
get up. Y'all ain't gonna sit up here
the
and
black
give me
avoidance
shit
app.
about going to another movie theater in another part of the county.
The black
where y'all
avoidance
don't
app.
leave. Y'all don't leave the city at all. Y'all
The
don't leave
city's-
the city.
you know why?
Okay, I take that
'Cause the
back.
city-
Gardner actually does. Gardner
city's
actually does
the
venture
city's
out.
culturally diverse.
You don't go anywhere. You
Sure I
don't
do.
go anywhere. And you have said before, if you go anywhere past Manchester, you freak out. You
Listen,
can't stand it.
I
So
prefer my
you-
whites to be the rural kind.
See,
How do you go past Manchester though? Because Manchester
That's
literally
not
runs from the
possible.
yeah,
city.
but I was
I mean,
trying to
all
get
the
you
way
know,
Fact of the matter is,
See, you know.
Chris is not going past Forest Park. How about that? He's not going any further north than that.
Sounds like my friend Sean. Oh, I get
know
past
why?
Skinker, I get uncomfortable.
See?
You know why?
Why?
Because it's culturally diverse where I'm
Oh,
at.
shut up.
You're avoiding people.
It
Travis.
is.
No,
You're
shut
avoiding
up.
your
No,
people.
shut
And listen,
But it is.
if I'm going to be,
I'm not avoiding any. I literally live with the people. How am I avoiding the people I live with? I live in that
Well, by-
community.
by driving-
Culturally diverse doesn't just mean black, Travis.
yeah, thank you.
What? What
How-
kind of
step
diversity
your-
y'all speaking
Step
of?
your Southeast Asian game
With
up.
people
pal.
with different types of dogs? That's
Lots of
diversity,
people.
you guys?
They got golden doodles, labradoodles,
Exactly.
pugadoodles.
You guys split up Tower Grove. You
there is
split
a
up Tower Grove.
There's a good and a bad side of the park.
Exactly. You people are crazy. And you're going to get on me for venturing out to seeing the rest of the communities I live in?
No.
And you two don't even leave. Well, again, not Gardner. Because Gardner, if it has a cemetery or it's haunted, Gardner will be there. Chris, on the
Who's
other
been
hand.
down North Kings Highway most recently?
You have.
I drove the only time I was going up North Kings Highway was to go to an event at a golf course.
Yeah, that's
I
happened
felt
to me.
so bad. I felt so bad. I was
I've
like,
done that
Look
before.
at
So I'm
this.
saying-
I'm driving through war-torn Fallujah on my way to a golf course, which is the most.
And I'm about to say,
It's
Chris,
horrible.
and he be exaggerating too. And you know why he exaggerates? Because he goes once and he sees 3 cracked out buildings, and all of a sudden it's Fallujah.
There's some bad buildings.
Yes, but they're
I'm
also
saying
it
that-
is in Fallujah.
I'm saying that
Correct.
crime rates are actually worse.
We
probably.
actually don't have a perspective to make that comparison.
Thank you. And then furthermore, every time I open up the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, it's 4 new murders in Tower Grove. So pump the brakes, buddy.
Hey.
Well, be careful there too, because there is basically a radius of 3 miles where I don't know what percentage of murders happen within the city,
I seen
which is on the north side.
This is also true.
from Billy Fat Pants. I seen Denman at a Target in Belleville once.
Were you at a Target at Belleville?
I was told there was some kind of discounted item there for pickup, and
God, man.
I was talked into.
Oh, sweet mercy.
getting that.
Have
And
some
then
respect.
I believe we picked pumpkins after that.
Oh, sweet.
I remember-
Delightful
Jesus.
jaunt.
We were cutting back through North City after a golf tournament in North County once. I was driving a Honda Civic with 3 other white folk in it.
Any glass packs?
We were going through Baden area,
Oh,
and
boy.
was that District 6?
I don't know the
something along
district
those
number, but
It was
I know
some,
Baden.
Put that
it was
together
some
with
years
District
ago.
9, you get a
it was
nice
actually
movie.
it's actually
Oh,
gotten
God.
better in that area.
yes, it has.
But
they
it
redid
wasn't,
the roads and the traffic lights.
it wasn't so good at this time.
Okay.
And then I realized where I was, and I also realized that my ex-girlfriend who was a St. Louis City police officer, was in that district, and I'm like, well, this ain't a great area. And then I'm like, wait, we got 4 white guys driving back from a golf tournament going through this area, and I'm like, hey, you guys got stuff in your golf bags? stuff.
Right.
And they're like, oh yeah, and I'm like, shit, this ain't good.
Oh,
I'm like,
here
I'm
we
not
go.
stopping. They're like, why? I'm like, because if we get pulled over here, you got pot all over the place in the car.
Marijuana?
And what
Hang
are
on,
four
let me
white
pull up the
boys
list,
going to be
Travis.
doing in
Please do. I'm
Baden
not sure
besides
what that
buying
is.
drugs?
Well, you probably could have been. Yeah, you're probably buying drugs.
Last time I saw Dead Man in the Wild was Fenton. It's about a year and a half ago. It's from John.
Thank you. I'm glad people
I
are
told
calling you out.
Listen, I'm not hanging out in these cracker-ass neighborhoods like you. If I want my whites, I want them to be rural and pure,
That's fair.
riding a horse.
Wait, what? Pure?
Yes.
Horse ride?
Pure. Pure of...
You work for
Genetics.
work for Krispy Kreme?
I'm sorry?
Did you see that?
What?
Krispy Kreme discovered the other day that apparently they had Nazis in their bloods.
Nazis in their bloods, like
Mm-hmm.
the gang, the Bloods. That's you talk about an infiltration. So Krispy Kreme is running
Is
the
this
Bloods.
like a
the-
reverse
So, like,
Black
I guess
Klansman?
I
Yes.
get, like, the CEO,
Dude,
he was
you
like,
gotta get. You can't even be mad about the blackface. He fooled everybody. See Thomas Howell.
Nazis
did.
in their
See
blood.
Thomas
did.
Oh, I
Howell.
love C. Thomas
See
Howell.
Thomas Howell infiltrated the Southern California gang known as the Bloods, and you know what? Give him credit.
What's it, Side Out? Was that the volleyball movie C. Thomas Howell was in?
I don't know.
I suggest it highly.
Albert Raymond Sr. and his son, Albert Raymond Jr., apparently used forced laborers under the Nazis during World War II to work in their industrial chemicals company. So the Krispy Kreme Panera Bread owner learns of his ties to these individuals.
Did George Soros bring them those workers?
I'm not going to even follow that up. I'm going to pretend
like
I didn't
that?
even hear that because
like that?
'cause I like my life. I like to live.
Sorry, finish your donut story.
So apparently,
Fat
according
ass.
to this German tabloid called The Bild, they confirmed.
How would you say it in German? The
Bild?
No. Sorry, go ahead.
According to The Bild, documents uncovered that Germany, France, and the United States revealed that Albert Raymond Sr. and his son, again, used forced laborers under the Nazis during World War II. It's not clear how many laborers were used, but in 1943, that they made up 30% of the workforce at the factory. Hart, who is one of the two managing partners, told Bild that the claims are all correct. So they did not hide or run from it, and I believe they donated money. They plan to donate close to $12 million to charity.
Oh, I see what you're doing here.
So
No.
He's trying to set himself up for reparation.
Yep, he is.
Yeah.
That's
He's gonna ask
exactly
me.
what
He'd be
was
like,
going
"Hey, Chris, I'm kind of hungry. You want to
Yeah,
go buy me
that's-
breakfast?
Nope.
Remember
Who,
what those
me?
Krispy
You ain't
Kreme
gonna try
dudes
that.
did?
what?
You ain't gonna get away with that.
What do you mean, guys?
What would
You
your
ain't
first?
gonna get
Okay,
away with that.
What?
okay. So under your in your convoluted
Nope.
mind,
What? There's no convoluted.
if you had to hand a list into the, like, all right, we give in. We're going to allow this insanity of reparations for Travis Terrell to choose. What's on your paper? You've got. We'll just say you have to. It has to be approved, but you get to put in a list. What's your reparations list?
Oh man,
So you can't. I mean, it's not
Aren't
a genie
tax
in a
cuts
bottle.
for the rich enough, Travis?
Thank you.
I would say, I think at the top of the list, every.
No, you can't force us into work camp.
Oh no, that's fine. Every black child currently under the age of 18 should be allowed to go to any
USC.
university in America for free.
So, and then no, are you going to allow?
Is that your number one?
That's that. That will probably
Are
be
you
near
allowing
the top of the
light
list.
skinned folks? Because I know you've had your problems with
I
people like
I
Matt
don't
Whitener.
I don't have a problem with Matt Whitener at all. I love Matt. I think though I believe that and here's the thing. And there was a very good story done in the Times about how reparations also are going to help Caucasian Americans as well.
Going to this is
Yes.
a foregone conclusion.
So yeah, I mean it's
It's like the designated hitter rule in the National League.
It's coming.
It's coming. It will happen in the next 10 years. It will happen in the next 10
I
years.
thought you were going to demand an NBA team.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was really hoping for like a cotton candy factory in his backyard or something silly.
I was going to get there.
That was just gonna be one.
But that
A.
was like 7,
1A
8 on the list.
Yeah.
But
An-
I think
an
if
outdoor basketball.
But no,
court
I-
underneath the arch.
I genuinely was not
in
thinking.
Forest Park. No! no!
Sorry, man. Somebody got to pay the price.
Oh,
Someone has to pay the price.
Oh man.
But
When's the last time anybody got together and played a rousing game of pickleball in the park? Put some hoops in the park. Jesus Christ.
surprisingly, people still play pickleball. In
I
Forest
see
Park.
handball.
I see handball.
Yeah,
in the
there's a
park.
lot going
There's
on.
a lot
Because
going
they're
on.
forced to.
Yeah, that's also true. But honestly, when I was reading the story, I was not thinking reparations. But you guys, you have to understand, again,
No,
as my...
I think
You
you
have to
wake up
understand
and
we don't trust you. when
What?
you
Wait,
read
how you
stuff
don't
like
trust
that.
me?
Yeah.
How y'all gonna say y'all don't trust me?
I think-
As if you guys have been the most trustworthy community throughout the history of time.
I think.
Are you generalizing me?
Yeah, he's quite a
am.
general.
I absolutely am.
I think you wake up every
Good to
morning
know.
and scream reparations.
Not at all. And I don't. Here's the thing: black folks have thrived without them.
Well, then what are you
it's
complaining
not-
about?
Because
Oh, boy.
that bill is always due.
Oh man.
That bill is all. You don't get to just
Camera
look
three.
up.
Camera three.
You won't get to just look up one day and like, wow, look at this democracy. Look at these bridges. Look at the agriculture. Look at the infrastructure, and just say, I'm glad we got it for nothing. That's not how this works, baby. That bill is always due, and you better believe, America, you will pay. Yes, hello.
Sally Mae.
Oh, hey, girl. Hold on.
Heard something about a bill being
Nah,
due.
girl, you good? Just hold on. I'm getting out the shower now, girl.
Sally
all,
Mae,
all
let me
right,
in.
we gotta.
Sally Mae, hello. Dude, she's gone. She's gone. Sally Mae, I'm back. I see you broke ass.
Maneuver? Maneuver? Maneuver, that was you the whole time. Maneuver, you play too damn much. Why we can't stick to our damn rundown?
What happened?
That maneuver messing around again, man. Thinking
She got you with that Sally Mae
thinking
thing?
me Sally Mae at the door.
She got me with the Weight Watchers group the other day. It's bad.
Oh.
I'll be at the next one. Get Gardner on those AA meetings. Haven't seen you there, buddy. Oh boy.
This didn't really work out for me.
Yeah. Well, should you tell people that?
Well, I'm not
It's
outing
anonymous.
anyone else.
I'm about to say.
Let's be
He's
let's
only
be the
ex-
people.
He's only
Like, we won't-
exposing his
We
laziness.
won't, we won't even
telling
speak
you
the name
me,
of the
not
group.
everyone else that I went with. That was
okay.
there.
Oh man, we were talking about a bunch of like where you would live in the city if you want a great house and a great neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
You talk to Tommy Bannister.
Oh,
from Circa
man.
Properties. Tom Bannister. Tom Bannister. Circa Properties. He's got the best Bitmoji game in the business. Better yet, if you're looking for great customer service and a wonderfully knowledge-filled experience. Tom Bannister. Circa Properties, who you talk to. It's getting warm out. People are out looking around. Saw people walking their dogs all over the place yesterday. It means it's home buying, home selling season, everybody. That's Tom Bannister, Circa Properties. He is here to help you with all your real estate needs. Thanks to Tom for supporting us in all of our endeavors.
You know what? Tom can certainly
I-
put you in a nice big house, but it doesn't look like Jesse Smollett will be going to one anytime soon. Chris, I think.
I am so conflicted.
How is this Obama's fault?
He was in Chicago.
It was his former chief of staff that was doing whatever he could to keep Jesse in jail. So, for those who may have not heard, Chris Denman owes the Smollett family a huge apology.
Oh, no, I'm
along
team-
with the
I'm
Chicago Police Department.
Oh, man, that police department looks real bad, don't they? Yeah,
As
it's weird
all
because they
16
don't have a
charges were
history.
dropped yesterday. We
They
learned
don't,
all,
they don't have a history of disgraceful things.
all 16 charges dropped yesterday. Jesse's going home free. He will not. It will not be on his record. Everything is being completely expunged.
That's a shame.
That's all of the counts of 16 charges dropped immediately by the state's attorney. It was a very electric day in Chicago. It's been many electric days in Chicago, I guess you can say, over the last couple of months. But yesterday, it really reached a point, all the way to the point where the police chief and the mayor of Chicago, and again, former chief of staff to President Barack Obama, Rahm Emanuel, he was on fire for a guy that I think literally has 4 months left on his term. He was fired up yesterday at the press conference in the Chi.
He did this all in the name of self-promotion. And he used the laws of the hate crime legislation that all of us collectively over years have put on the books to stand up to be the values that embody what we believe in. This is a whitewash of justice. A grand jury could not have been clearer. To then say not only is the cost, $10,000 doesn't come cost financially, but all the other repercussions of this decision it made, to me, where is the accountability in the system? You cannot have, because of a person's position, one set of rules apply to them, and another set of rules apply to everybody else. In another way, you're seeing this play out in the universities, where people pay extra to get their kids a special position in universities. Now you have a person, because of their position and background, who's getting treated in a way that nobody else would ever, sorry about that, don't get near, I'm doing near my sermon here, that would ever get close to this type of treatment.
Travis, your thoughts?
I'll just say the name Laquan McDonald. And if anyone's familiar with that, it was the young man who was killed on police camera, shot well over 7 times, and the same mayor you just saw there preaching on the Mount was the same mayor that squashed video evidence from that shooting in order to win a re-election in Chicago. So I don't care what he has to say. He is in no position, nor is the Chicago Police Department, in any position to call out corruption, to call out elitism. Are you serious?
From the Triangle Assassin, I think this is relevant. I don't believe he had nothing to do with this. I think we all think that. 2, rich white people have been buying their way out of legal trouble forever. Why can't he?
Rahm Emanuel is nowhere to be
you're
found.
You're playing within the system. Like, I don't even see as you buying your way out of it. Yes, he's getting out of it because he got a badass legal team. But at the same time, like, hey, these are the rules.
Yeah, and I think that's the point I would make. I think that's the case.
Right? Where
I
it's like, hey.
I saw some people, I guess if you're black and gay and this. And
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
That's not how this works.
Right.
How this works is wealth.
We have a system.
And that's done. That's been
for
this
sure.
way for I don't know how many years. I mean,
Right.
personally, from what I know, do I believe he's at fault here? I do. And that doesn't change with the charges being dropped. I believe O.J. is guilty, and a jury found him not guilty.
Very true.
I can believe whatever the hell I want.
Right.
Travis is an OJ denier.
I don't think he's. I
don't know.
think
That was
he's
probably
one of
the
them.
meanest thing
Like
I've
being
ever
a
said to
flat
you.
earther.
Yeah, that is, right?
Yeah, where you go?
I would rather probably be that than anything else.
Trav.
I would rather be
Okay, buddy.
Right. I was like, no, seriously, dog. The Earth's flat for real,
Good
though.
poll
I'd rather be
question.
that. Yeah.
Would you rather be a flat earther or an OJ truther?
But no, I think
At We Are Live Radio
I
on
think
Twitter.
the same system that Rahm Emanuel ignores is how the law is advantageous to the state or the police as well. So he doesn't acknowledge how when it benefits cops or when it benefits the state attorney, he doesn't acknowledge that. But now he wants to call out how classism has a role in today's justice system. If you're going to call it out, call it all out. But you don't get to pick and choose like this is freaking Golden Corral what you want to put on your plate and what you don't. I don't understand how a guy like Rahm Emanuel can get the cojones to stand in front of a camera when he did not say hardly a word about half of the police brutality cases that take place in Chicago.
what
He
about-
says nothing about that.
What about the fact of my close personal Armenian,
It did, but Barack didn't do it.
But it's Rom.
my
But
close,
it is Rahm. Damn it, Rahm.
my close personal Armenian friend Mark Garagos would say that him and the prosecuting side of things, right?
Right.
Prosecuting attorneys, all that stuff, they play in the most.
Right.
And let's not
It's
even
Thunderdome.
leave the.
Can we just say
leave
that the
leave
current
the police
justice
out of it?
system-
Leave the police out of it. Just to even prosecute a thing for anything. They cheat. They make up rules as they go, and then they
Thank
can
you.
be bad at it, and they have an unlimited checking account.
There you go.
To go after anyone, and you
Yes.
talk about wasting money.
Yes.
Like, oh my god.
But that's what I'm saying.
They'll
You're
just
like-
do it to get reelected. Like the most famous one you can think of, and again, there's racial undertones, whatever. Mike Nifong should have been hung in the streets. The guy from the Duke lacrosse thing.
Of course.
The judge in the Northeast that sent all those kids to facilities he was on the take for. He got 60 years in prison for
We
that.
just saw it
Like,
recently
it's-
with the Stanford rapist where the kid got a 6 months probation. Like, so don't, like, if we're going to talk about how unjust the current judicial system is, I'm fine with that conversation. I believe classism absolutely played a role in this. But to hold a press conference with an army of police captains and lieutenants and chiefs
that's just-
behind you, that is asinine,
insulting to the
especially when,
police.
exactly, especially when you've been the same administration that has been completely quiet when it comes to police brutality in your city. So shut up. Like, you don't get to just get on your pulpit because it benefits what you're going to do after you leave being mayor of Chicago. And that's what Rahm Emanuel was doing yesterday. We're not stupid. You're setting up the next chapter of your life. That's what you're doing right now, and you're using this case to do it because you know there are enough black people in Chicago who also believe that Jesse still did it. So you know this is a winning issue. This is an opportunity to basically bump whatever you're going to do post-mayor life in Chicago, and this is complete theater. This is no different than
that's-
Donald Trump. This
that's
is no
fair,
different.
But
here's
it's
another
a-
thing that
but
bothers
it's-
me: the attention grab of this. He's a bit actor on a big time series. Like, do you need to hold a press conference for this? Like, you're playing the PR game right now. I get it,
It's
but
an-
like, couldn't you just let it go? Like,
It's an easy one to
Yes,
win,
it's an easy one to win.
because
because we all are pretty sure he
Everyone-
did it.
Is pretty sure that there's some he did
something very abhorrent.
and that's fine.
Yeah.
But yes, and I think, and again, classism played a part as to Travis Gregory doesn't get the same opportunities
correct.
in this
It
situation.
it
as just
will
so
play a part in everything.
exactly. So I think almost everyone can agree with that. And considering the
Terrell.
populist movement that's going on right now, people, oh yeah, it does look like what happened with USC and Yale. This looks very familiar. So it is right now in the wheelhouse, especially for a progressive like Rahm. What I hate is that he's also part of the same system that has benefited him, that has allowed him to, one, remain mayor, but two, have a life post-mayor.
Right, but you knew when he was Obama's chief of staff, he was an ass.
No, yeah,
His brother is Ari Gold.
yeah.
His brother is the.
There's some
if the-
fire.
if the-
He literally, what was the first story about Rahm when he became chief of staff? Is about sending the fish to another congressman's office.
Yeah.
The dead fish to the congressman's
You
office.
knew he was an ass. When
Yeah, I will give you that. I will. And then, and also, look, and I get Chicago. You have to kind of be that hard ass to be mayor of Chicago. So I get the pumping out the chest and having the sermon, as he said to the reporter. I get that. I get the theatrics, but let's call it what it is. Let's not pretend that Rahm Emanuel now has a principled stance when it comes to the judicial system in Chicago.
I was going to say, like, if you're going to hold a press conference, hold it on something much more egregious.
Egregious. Exactly. That's,
But it's a press grab and
No,
it's
no,
big
you hit the
news.
nail on the head, but you're right. It's theater.
The way the towers fell when the reptilians teamed up with Trump to cause 9/11 is the proof the Earth is flat. Is proof the Earth is flat. Thanks, Obama.
Oh man, and Mark Garagos is.
Oh, we
his-
haven't even gotten into that.
He is
We
his
will.
attorney.
We will.
He is his
So
attorney.
what else is Mark Garagos in the news for, guys?
Oh boy.
Well-
Was there a spike in downloads in Reasonable Doubt? The podcast
Oh,
he
yeah,
does
man,
without
yeah.
Adam
I think
Carolla?
you need to start at the beginning, real quick.
I like this. It's like
Oh,
a-
this is
and
Gardner.
then-
This is a good- I'm
firing
about to-
out. Do we have? We've got 10 minutes.
It's gonna
for a
be
break.
fireside chats.
Oh, we got to do Make It Race.
Everybody snuggle up.
This
Here we
hour?
go.
Yeah.
Hey man, we
Oh,
may
wow.
just run
It's
right
on the
through
rundown.
it.
It's on the
Wow.
rundown.
We may just have
No
Gardner.
one looks at the rundown.
may have
we
I'm
love
not
that.
making one
We
tomorrow.
are-
Gardner may have the smoke in the studio. We could just run right through this, baby. Let's keep it rolling.
He writes 4 sentences on a piece of paper and freaks out.
Get his ass,
follow
Gardner.
it.
Get his ass, Gardner.
It's followed.
All right, let's start from the beginning. Chris, you ready to nuzzle up? Is it
Okay.
nuzzle or nestle? Damn it! Don't add it to the.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
I have a question. Michael Avenatti tried to do what?
Uh-huh.
Is it better?
Yeah. No.
No,
Oh,
that wasn't
I
good.
was on the rundown.
Okay. Well, you mentioned him. This fella right here.
St. Louis.
No.
No, no,
Not right now.
Nope.
Not right
Okay.
now.
Parkway.
Yeah, we can throw them under the bus.
Greitens.
Whatever the opposite of mazel is to you, Mr. Mr. Avenatti.
Yeah. Was he Parkway North or Central?
Central.
Central.
Don't put that dirt on North.
Go Colts.
We take the corrupt governor.
Okay. Okay, you got him.
Yeah.
Michael Avenatti gets arrested the other day and charged with wire fraud, bank fraud, and extortion, right?
Those are serious charges.
Yeah, he's apparently was trying to extort Nike.
Now,
Excuse me?
now here's my thing. I always like to wait and kind of see. Okay, we need to see the real story behind this stuff. He's diming out kids on Twitter, right? I say kids, freshmen in college, sophomores.
Well, he's
in
getting
college,
to that.
right?
Yeah, we're about to get
Yeah.
to why he decided to extort Nike.
Right. So
Wow.
there's
All
a
right,
timeline
Gardner, give us the timeline.
that the FBI provided to us.
Did you make this?
No, this is
okay.
from the FBI's
The
presentation the
FBI
other day.
PowerPoints come to the feds.
Well, they got some time now.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Now they
Investigations
backed off
are
of
over.
Kansas.
Those are over.
Wait.
Kansas was a victim.
Yeah. So wait.
Don't forget that.
So back
this
in the
is
19th
this
of
is an
Mar-
FBI. This
Yeah.
is what it looks like. Oh,
Wait,
man, I
this
feel
is not
really
too-
good about our sales
So this
proposals
is-
now because ours are much nicer.
This is literally like a week ago.
Yes. And this is like a high school basketball coach, not a high school, I should say, an AAU coach
Okay.
came to him. Can't remember the gentleman's name. But apparently said he had some dirt on Nike and would like to see what they could do. And then Avenatti, apparently on recordings, had said some of this stuff. And then I guess some of it was taking place in a lawyer's office.
Oh boy.
I don't know if it's David Boyes in particular, but it's a David Boyes law firm.
And David Boyes, of course, associated with Bush versus Gore during the recount in 2000 with
And-
the Florida Florida recount. Excuse me.
With Elizabeth, what's her name, too, from
Hurley.
Theranos?
Who's it? What you?
Yes,
Warren.
the young lady who basically had the documentary on HBO this past
Yes.
weekend.
So there's
Elizabeth Holmes.
Yeah, Elizabeth Holmes. So there's a lot of different
Connections
characters
here.
involved
Right.
here. So Avenatti met with Nike representatives, threatened to hold a press conference the following day, accusing them of involvement in a basketball bribery scandal, kind of like you heard with all the Adidas stuff.
Right.
In the excuse me, in the FBI in that investigation.
Okay.
Nike then notified the Southern District of New York or whatever. And Avenatti on recordings, I'm not fucking around with this, and I'm not continuing to play games, and it's worth more in exposure to me to just blow the lid on this thing. A few $1 million doesn't move the needle for me.
Good God. Who the hell is this guy?
I'll proceed with my press conference tomorrow. I'll hang up with you now. I'll go take $10 billion off your client's market cap, but I'm not fucking around. The following day, Avenatti, have you held the balls of the client in your hand where you could take $5 to $6 billion market cap off of them? And so a couple days ago, Avenatti gets arrested and charged. We start seeing some of the court documents.
And of course, the irony is the day he was arrested, hours before, he sent out a tweet saying that he had some bombshell information that was going to expose Nike.
Correct.
And then literally
Ye-
hours
yesterday-
later, like almost an hour later, he's arrested.
Yes.
By
Or-
the
or it was like
feds.
47 minutes or something like that.
So he
between
thought he was
tweets.
king. He thought he was King Kong.
He thought he had,
Yes.
he thought he had the big queen.
And so, he gets arrested and charged or whatever, but then he tweets some stuff out yesterday accusing certain players, Bol of Oregon, DeAndre Ayton when he was with Arizona, and people were like, wait, this is the info this
Basically,
is what you're going to
top
possibly to
5
jail for.
players, their parents got money
Yeah,
from a
and
shoe
you know what?
corporation.
Involving the NCAA, here's my issue. You're going after the kids?
Going after the kids.
Why are you going after the kids?
So,
you
You're
think-
going after
'Cause
the
it- 'cause
mom
it's-
and
'cause-
dad
'cause
and
they're
the kid.
They're exposed, and it's
on.
a quicker route to
Yeah.
victory. Yeah.
But it just, in the eyes of public opinion,
Yeah.
you look like a moron because, one,
You look like a dick.
you look like a dick. One, because we all knew that those guys were likely getting money to go to these schools from these shoe companies. And two, are we really going to have
Yeah.
people
You know what?
upset
If-
at parents who bring in
provide
$40,000
the
a year to turn down $50,000 and free
Provide
money?
what you have about Nike and the schools.
Right.
But no, you're
Right.
saying bringing the kids.
You want to
with
talk
you.
about victims?
You're
Those are your real
highlighting
victims,
the
if we're being
kids in your
honest.
attempt. So,
Right.
But what we learned on that first day, though, too, about midway through as the story was breaking, was something else.
Oh boy.
Was that listed in the documents was a CC-1, which stood for Co-Conspirator 1.
Uh-oh.
And there are now many reports of who that co-conspirator
Who
was.
could that be?
May I bring up the Armenian genocide?
Oh boy. Oh,
Mark
boy.
Garrigus.
Turkey went after and killed 1 million, over 1 million Armenian
Nice
Christians.
try, Travis.
I've learned from the best. Look at that handsome devil.
So Avenatti,
God, I love him.
we know
Still.
as the porn star lawyer.
Mm.
Mark Garrigus, a celebrity lawyer, now a co-conspirator apparently, according to court documents. They were in the office of David Boies at the point, or at least in his law firm. He's associated with. It was the Theranos ladies lawyer. There's a lot of stuff going on here. And of course, you had the Smollett stuff. Garrigus, I don't even know.
So Garrigus has been connected, of course. I mean, you talk about high-profile cases. You're talking now. He's connected to the Jussie Smollett, Colin Kaepernick. He was, of course, connected with Chris Brown, Winona Ryder,
Scott Peterson,
Michael Jackson.
Say Winona Ryder. It seems like when you
Winona Ryder.
say it fast.
Winona Ryder.
He thought about it too much.
Yeah, thank you. And now Michael Avenatti and Nike. Who plays him in the movie?
Garrigus?
Yeah,
Or Avenatti?
Garrigus. Garrigus has to have a movie about him in the next 5 to 10 years. Who plays him? You know FX is going to do a series about him. You can't represent like those
He's a very
cases and people we've
interesting,
just
very smart
mentioned. They're talking about 6 of the top 20 high-profile cases in the last 30 years of law. And he's been the lawyer on the other end. And each time his client has has not been found guilty or has not been sent to jail or
I'm not really digging the Armenian actors available.
you got to go with George
So-
Clooney, right?
You go with Bale. He'll pack on. He'll
Bale
pack
could
on a
put
gut
it
for
on.
him. Yeah.
I did see some.
Oh, Rami Malek. You just put a bunch of weight on him. That'll work.
I think he's Egyptian.
Nah, I
I s-
tried.
I saw Craig Calcaterra, who writes for NBC and Hardball Talk. But he did. I guess they went to the same law school as Garrigus. I think that's the case from what I was reading yesterday.
It was law school.
Because he,
Garrigus
I think
go
it,
to.
or is it George Washington possibly,
Really?
or something along those lines? I'd have to double check.
Haverford College.
That's where he
For
went
Garrigus?
for. Interesting.
Is that for law school or undergrad? Doesn't say.
Checking now. I've heard him talk about it
Okay.
once or 17
Well,
times.
he was at least.
Oh,
a-
here you go. Alma mater, Haverford and Loyola Marymount.
He went to Loyola Law.
Okay, I can't remember exactly the tie-in here though, but Calcaterra was laughing at it basically because of the one criticism he has of Garrigus and his style, being a celebrity attorney, is that he often will overload what he has going on,
Oh, yeah.
and that doesn't necessarily help all clients. He'll focus on one
I see.
particular client. If it's the spotlight client, and then if there's a new shiny one, whoever that one was before,
Well,
will get kind of put on the back burner, and that impacts, their defense.
the Smollett thing, only because I heard him talk about it. Like, even hearing him talk about it, he was Smollett's part of a council,
Yeah. Team.
almost in name alone, which means he could have just did a conference call one time.
But I think
That's all it would take.
But in many respects, aren't these celebrities, high-profile people, aren't they paying for the name?
Yeah.
I mean, you're paying
Here's
that. You're
another
saying
thing.
because, again, look at the guy's track record. And
Do
I
you
don't know how it happens, and it
Once
could
again,
be because
you
he's-
bring up classism.
Do you
That's
guys-
very true, but and it may be a situation where Garrigus is indeed a beast in the courtroom. I wouldn't doubt that, but I would imagine over the years he's built up some very strong relationships with a lot of people in a lot of these counties around the country. And so I think when you're a celebrity or high profile and you can write the check, that's what you know you're getting. And we've seen it even on lower levels. I've seen situations while living in Jeff City in Columbia where, and even here in St. Louis, we've seen it. If you pay this X-profile, high-end attorney,
There's one in St. Louis
things
you always go to.
magically, not say go away, but they all of a sudden become way less
Stakes.
complicated,
Yeah.
less complicated and easier for you.
Hashtag sting operation.
Yes.
Steve Stinger reportedly hires who yesterday?
Got to be Rosenblum.
Scott Rosenblum.
And again,
Good
I'm
for
not
Scott Rosenblum to build himself to that.
And
right?
I don't, and we can look. We've all seen. We know that there are attorneys who do things behind the scenes that who knows. But when you pay that money for a name, you're getting that actual result. And Garagos, for whatever reason,
Do we like?
you pay him and you're going to go home. It's going to be complicated. It's going to take a while, but you're going home.
Do we like that he also takes cases that are just egregious, that he'll represent people for with no means?
I think that's where people criticize attorneys like that.
True.
Criticize. I'm saying he'll stand up for the little guy with no money in bad
But
situations.
yeah. It's the crime though that people look at. They say, "Oh, you're only."
Doing it because it is a landmark case, that this is so horrible that these people need this that much.
But lawyers that we've known lawyers, each generation has
that's-
had that lawyer though.
Yeah, and it's multiple. I mean, somebody's got to represent somebody.
Right. Right.
You're at least given that.
Right.
So
But you pay.
I have.
Man, I hope.
But if
it's
you wanna-
wrong. I'm so biased. I love this guy. He's so interesting. You'd love him.
What
you'd
I
all love
would
him.
say is that, like, I won't criticize an attorney for representing people that, are accused of
Right.
horrible things. If that's, in their
Makes you
trademark,
it makes
but
you take
what-
a way closer look at things, right?
No, what it makes me do is what I will criticize and question is how they go about to defend that person. Are you
Defending
are
the law.
you getting dirty? Are you are you
yeah.
doing that kind of crap? And if that's the way you do it and how you've made your name, then I do have an issue with
But
it.
I don't know that you could exist that long. I mean, we're talking 4 decades of practicing law if you were truly mucking it up illegally, right? I think you catch
Correct.
yourself or you hang
But
yourself.
right, and I'm not.
But I think you
I'm
want
not
the fu-
even necessarily saying about Mark Garagos. I'm talking about just someone.
Oh
in
no,
general
I get it. I
Right.
get it.
Who defends that is that if you're doing questionable things constantly,
Mm-hmm.
and then even if you're not, even if it's pushing the line to a point, I still can question and criticize. I think because it's not. I mean, it's supposed to be about justice.
It should be. You would
Somewhat.
think. But
Now,
as
that's
we,
idealistic.
That's his.
But that's what we've
and
been
and if
but-
you hear him, that's his stance. But who knows?
But as we've been talking about almost for the entire hour is that the way the system is set up, it's not set up for up and down objective justice. So you have to play the hand that you're dealt.
Yeah.
And so I can't be too upset at a guy like Garagos because he's playing within the system that he's been given. And so if that means he's got to bend a few rules that's within the law, then
or
he
hammer certain inefficiencies.
he has to do it
I'll tell
because
you
the
what.
system says he can.
And clients expect certain outcomes if they're putting in a certain amount of money.
Exactly.
And I'll even say this personally.
Exactly.
I expected a certain outcome for my own personal issues with alcohol,
Right.
where I did get in trouble, and I was in quite a bit of trouble.
Right.
No one was hurt or anything like that, but I had issues, and I had to invest an amount of money where I was hoping to stay out of jail. And my savings account was gone. My life savings was gone. $20,000 plus for an attorney. I'm expecting to stay out of jail at that point.
and he
That's
only
a
did
lot
6. And he
of
only
money
did 6
for a
years,
person
folks.
like me.
But that's what it. But when it comes down to it, when you get to that point in your life, when you're OJ or Jesse Smollett, when you get to that point where you have fame and access and money, and you don't want to let that go, and someone comes to you, if you want to hold on to all of that, you have to give this man X dollars, and he will make it happen. I think most people in that situation will go, give him X dollars. And Garagos makes it happen. How? Why? We can always speculate, but the guy gets the results that you want inside the system that he's been given.
Did anybody else think of Kevin explaining to Oscar that he would love prison? Do you know what happens there? You would love prison. Did anybody explain that to Jesse? That'll do it for the first hour. We didn't get to make it racist, but if Gardner will allow us, we'll play the game next
We'll
hour.
see.
You all should participate in Make It Racist. It's a very fun subject where we throw Travis topics that he simply couldn't make racist. So get those queued up. We'll jump into it after Gardner's menthol moment. It's Chris Denman, Travis Terrell, the great Chris Gardner here. Come back on the other side. Have a couple segments. We'll do some fair or foul. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be right back.